Welcome back into Main Street Living. Quincy, Cheryl, I think we can all agree this last year has presented a lot of new challenges. And one of the biggest ones has been, how do we keep kids engaged in school?
You are so right, Danielle. As schools across the country, are dealing with the partial and total shutdowns due to COVID-19, students are feeling the impact of being isolated. And of course, while virtual learning has been the focus for school systems, canceled extracurricular and non-essential activities have left many kids without an important outlet for social connections.
It's so true. So Cox Communications partnered with one middle school drama class in Nevada to help them connect by turning their canceled school play into an original animated film called Drawn Closer. Danielle had a chance to talk with one of the stars of the show and their drama teacher earlier. Take a look.
Right now, I'm joined by Candy Wilder, drama teacher at Thurman White Middle School of the Performing Arts, and Ava, one of the stars of Drawn Closer. Welcome to Main Street Living.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
So Candy, obviously a very unusual year for schooling. How did the pandemic affect your students?
Well, there's no doubt that isolation has had the greatest impact on my students during the coronavirus pandemic. Students have felt lonely. It's affected their ability to engage, to learn, to grow. So they put on these happy faces, and I'm very proud of them for that, but I know that it's been affecting them not having those peer interactions that they're used to.
Yeah, absolutely. So why would you say that extracurricular activities are so important to a child's social and even emotional development?
Well, as a teacher, I really get to see them come out of their shell when they are participating in those extracurricular activities. I say theater, but the same could be said about sports and also about any clubs that they might be in. It really allows for the students to have an outlet to express themselves creatively, and it also gives them those peer interactions that they desperately need at this time in their lives. So when Cox Communications approached us to ask us if they wanted to transform our school play into an animated film, we were just super grateful for the opportunity so that they had that creative outlet.
Absolutely. Something that was born out of the pandemic that just turned out so cool. What a cool thing for these kids to get to be a part of. Let's bring in one of the stars, Ava. Ava, tell us more about Drawn Closer and what is your character? Who is your character?
So Drawn Closer is the story of a school's opening night of their play, and everything that you could imagine that could go wrong is just going wrong because the star of the show is stuck at home with a broken leg. And so everyone's working together to find creative ways to include the star in the show. And I play the director. So the director is persevering and problem solving and trying to keep everyone sane throughout the process.
Wow. What was your favorite thing about working on the animated film?
My favorite thing about working on the animated film was just the connections that we made through technology, because we as peers got to be connected and perform even though we were apart.
Yeah. How did it feel to be a part of something like that?
It made me feel incredibly grateful because it gave us an ability to create again, and it gave us an ability to work with those who share our passion after a long time away from them.
I know it was hard for most kids to stay home this year, but especially theater kids. You guys love to interact more than anybody. Candy, what was your favorite thing about working on the animated film?
Just seeing the light come back to my students, seeing the life come back to them, essentially, to see their eyes sparkle and be excited again, not only just for my students, but my community as well. We've had some people come up to us here in town and say, hey, your students are in Drawn Closer. And I get very excited every time they bring it up. It's kind of just brought us something to look forward to.
So I have to ask, were there auditions for the roles, or how did it all get brought together?
So it was really cool. Cox Communications actually approached us when they heard that our school play had been canceled last year. They wanted to give those students an opportunity to perform. So they came to us and they said, do you have a drama class that would like to participate? And I said, oh boy, yes, because we actually have 240 kids. But my advanced drama was the one who got to participate in this. And they went to a rehearsal. They got to read for some of the lines, and then the parts were chosen.
So I have to ask Ava, what was it like acting virtually as opposed to in person with no audience?
It was a little difficult at first, but once I got the hang of it, it's the same because you're still super excited and super ready to just perform. So it doesn't matter who you're performing to, whether it's a computer or an audience, because you're just super excited to do it.
Well, this is just such a cool project, and you're obviously a star in the making. So thank you guys so much for both joining us on Main Street. Where can viewers go to watch Drawn Closer?
You can go to cox.com/drawncloser.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you so much.
You guys, this interview was so cool. I didn't even know they had that technology where you could do this. And so it's amazing that in a bad time, we found a way to use something that's so cool and create something.
I'm so glad that people are out and about and they're doing this. And Ava is so mature. If I had her wisdom at that age, wow, I don't know what I would do with myself.
I know, a star in the making, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you can watch the full Drawn Closer film right here on YurView on May 9th. Tune in or set your DVR because this is one that you do not want to miss.
That's right, ladies. And in the words of the late Whitney Houston, I believe the children are our future. But what future are we leaving them with if we ignore recycling? So we'll find out together after the commercial break. Stay with us.